Hello and welcome to the Mill. I'm your host, Dusty Crane, and this week I have a whole bunch of stuff for you, all kinds of different stuff. I'll just go ahead and touch on the topics, and then we'll get into it differently. Some information on Tapestry Digital Edition, Stonemeier's relationship with Tabletop Simulator, perhaps a Scythe promo collection, a little bit of information about Tapestry's final... something that could happen once the game is final, and some news about Wingspan Digital Edition, and a fantastic letter that Jamie got in the Wingspan board game group on Facebook. So let's go ahead and get to that. Let's go ahead and start with Tapestry Digital Edition. Now, Tapestry Digital Edition was something that was being worked on by developer George and the Goat. And on January 10th, Tim, who was the primary person that we interfaced with, I know it was a team working on it, but Tim was the primary person that we got familiar with in the blogs and the forums. And he mentioned, I hope everyone is doing well and had a good start to 2022. I have unfortunate news. Due to sudden changes in personal matters, I will be unable to continue working on Tapestry. I spoke to the people I work with, and unfortunately no one is willing or able to fill that spot. Rest assured that this is happening due to a sudden development and nothing that could have been foreseen. Now, of course, that's a bummer, but whatever Tim is going through is obviously far more important, right? The person, far more important than the product, every time, every single time. So, unfortunately, that means that the development on Tapestry Digital Edition is currently halted. And I say halted because Tim wants to see this go on too. It sounds like he's more than happy to hand over the code that he's done so far that another developer can pick up. Now, the work that he's done so far is in a language or a program called Lua. So if you are familiar with Lua, Lua, and you have the time and the experience and the passion to take on a project like this, feel free to reach out to Jamie at stonemeiergames.com is his email address, and maybe shoot along some of your credentials, maybe some work examples, and maybe you will be the person that I am talking about next time we talk about Tapestry Digital Edition. I think Tim gave a pretty good platform with which to start based on the stuff that he had shared and teased along the way. Something I was certainly looking forward to, but even more so hoping that Tim is okay in whatever this sudden personal matter is, that ultimately he, comes out the other side of it happy, healthy, and 100%, right? The next piece of news I have is Stonemeier's working relationship with Tabletop Simulator, and I got a bunch of notes off screen, so that's why I keep looking over here. But if you're unfamiliar with Tabletop Simulator and what has been going on with them lately, it's not hard to find more information. Okay, so I was going to say you can look at the Steam reviews, but that would be a terrible idea. In a nutshell, what happened is Tabletop Simulator has a global chat feature, and the idea is for you to be able to find games there. However, like a lot of chat rooms, some people, there's people that are all there all the time. You get familiar. Sometimes you get to talking about more than just games. And what happened in one particular instance is someone who is a member of the transgender community, had made a comment about date night with their significant other or something to that extent, and they were banned. And I guess out of experimentation, or perhaps it was just another example, someone had posted, basically we'll say, hey, my name is John and my wife and I are going out to dinner tonight and then going to play some board games or something, and that got no attention whatsoever. So the ultimate takeaway being this member, I wish I would have grabbed their name. I really do. But anyway, this person felt, why is it okay for this person to talk about their heterosexual relationship, but I am not allowed to talk about my relationship? you talk about gender norms or heteronormative behavior. The moderation for Berserk Games in that global chat banned somebody simply for being who they are, and regardless of how you feel about it or how I feel about it, if we want to build a more inclusive community, then we have to accept people for who they are, and within reason, right? Because I think someone had mentioned on one of Jamie's blogs, how do you justify, how do you say that inclusion is a goal when people have been kicked out of the ambassador program for having beliefs that are don't align with Stonemaier Games. And when people say we're trying to build a more inclusive environment, it doesn't mean people that hate other people for that type of thing. Everybody doesn't mean everybody in that regard. And so this all came to a head with the moderator basically doubling down, and the company kind of doubling down, and then there was a lot of backlash from the community, and then they kind of went the other way, and global chat got shut off entirely while they tried to figure out how to rectify it, and admitted that that it was handled improperly and that what happened should not have happened. However, as the internet does sometimes, there was a lot of opinion voiced via the rating system of Steam, and so you got a lot of hateful likes and support, and a lot of, and when I say hateful, I'm saying some of these comments are legitimately hateful. And then on the other side, you saw a lot of downvotes for people being disappointed in the heavy-handed moderation simply for somebody stating nothing different than someone else did that got away with it fine because it was a heteronormative relationship. That was fine, but once it was not, there was an issue with that. I asked so where this comes to Stonemaier Games is on BGG. I saw someone ask for a demo of Red Rising. I think it was Red Rising, and Jamie mentioned that there is not a demo in Tabletop Simulator for Red Rising, and that Stonemaier Games is not working with Berserk Games, makers of Tabletop Simulator, anymore. And so I asked Jamie if he would like to, make some kind of, if he'd like a comment on it when I talked about the story. And it wasn't anything, formal in quotes, but he did mention, after learning of the recent events regarding Berserk Games, we formally ended our agreement with them and asked them to remove all official Stonemaier DLC from their platform. I have not heard back from them yet. Now, that wasn't anything in particular. I didn't ask, I didn't feel like it was my business to ask, to what extent did you show your support, or was this even related? Because I know in the past Jamie's mentioned, people have asked, hey, when are we getting this on that platform? And Jamie going, I've emailed them. I don't get emails back anymore. So I didn't know if the relationship, getting split was, due to that, or due to these more recent events, or probably a combination of both if this wasn't already in the works. But Jamie just mentioned that, that he has asked, due to recent events, he has asked them to remove all official Stonemaier DLC from their platform. I don't know how that works. I don't know if is it as easy as, Jamie basically doing that, saying, hey, due to this contract, it probably has some kind of, stipulations that they can pull their stuff when they want. And so I don't know if it's happened yet. I haven't looked at Steam, and I don't think I will, because I heard that is an absolute disaster right now. And I frankly, I do not have the mental space to take that in all of the hurt that is there. There's enough that I encounter just casually without going looking for it, So personally, kudos to Jamie and Stonemaier for their support and behind that. The next thing that I had on the bullet list was Scythe promo collection. Now, if you've ever tried to collect the different promos for Scythe that you wanted to complete your collection, you no doubt have encountered that there's a promo pack 1, a promo pack 2, a promo pack 3. And I know some of those are dials and some of those are cards. This, I think, is just the cards. But Jamie had mentioned, someone had asked him, I think on the last live chat, hey, are these going to come in print again? And Jamie said, it's going to be a while yet, but they're actually going to put a collection together so that you don't have to try and figure out, do I have 2 and 4? Am I missing 3? I have none, but I can only find 2 and 4. Where do I get 3? Whatever it is, that'll just all be bundled together. That it's at least that's the way it sounded to me on the live chat. This is all isn't official. I didn't ask Jamie, hey, what the exact deal was, but based on the live stream, it seems like that is something that's coming, which, it isn't the Scythe promo that I would like with some new stuff, but, if you're new to Scythe and you're trying to put together your collection, that's a super nice thing to have available. As for what I said about Tapestry, to get some news about once Tapestry is finished, all along, people have asked Jamie, hey, are these adjustments that you do to the civilizations, you ever going to print those on the mat? Jamie's always said, no, we're not going to do it. We have this printout available on the website, and that's sufficient. But recently, he has told someone, once Tapestry is finished, that is, they've already released all the expansions they're going to do. They've had time to review all the data that they can get from their website, hopefully from Board Game Arena. I know he had mentioned that he was trying to get information from that platform too. When all of that stuff comes together and they do a final version of Tapestry, that isn't a new product. They're just saying, putting the stamp on it and saying Tapestry is done, like they have Scythe. Still gets printed, but it is final. That Jamie is considering that they will put those adjustments right on the mat. So that's certainly something that's really cool. However, not, unless it's packaged with something new, like it's an option for the final expansion, if we haven't already got that. If it doesn't come with it, then, I don't know if that's something I'll do, because I have the printout that says what the adjustments are. I don't know if I'd pick up another product, but maybe. But it's nice. It's nice that the option is there. It's nice that if they do offer those mats, it's not like they're going to pull the PDF off the website that says, what adjustments to make on your own. It's not if you want the adjustments, you got to get the mats. Thankfully, it's not like that. There's no place, no world in which I can imagine that would even be a thing. So, Tapestry with the printed civilization adjustments, maybe coming. I did see Jamie mention that at the very, very, very earliest, that would be probably later 2023. But that would probably mean that he would know the state of Tapestry right now. So I guess we'll see. I guess not the last thing. Before I get to the last thing, Wingspan Digital Edition, they already announced, they being Monster Couch, the developers of it, have already announced that that the European expansion is coming soon. And I thought I would also let you know that they have started a closed beta. So certain beta testers have access to the European expansion and the birds. Just like anything, when it's in beta, there are things that are a little bit broken. And I was able to participate in the... Let me turn this notification off. I was able to participate in the beta, and I have one game that is stuck. But, that's been bug reported, and I've submitted all that to Monster Couch, so hopefully they can, ultimately get a game out to all of us, the brand new, right out the gate with no bugs. It's a lofty goal, I know, because, it's one thing to make something available to 100 people and say, hey, beat the heck out of it, what do you get? It's another thing to turn it over to thousands and thousands. The more people you throw at it, you're going to find some extra stuff. So, the fact that it's in beta is very good news. When they say coming soon, I think they legitimately mean coming soon. Like, I don't have any guess on how soon it could be, but everything I've seen so far, aside from those sticking points, looks beautiful, looks great. I mean, what you already expect based on the base game. And so, fingers crossed, it's very, very soon, because I like what the European expansion adds to it. But then, of course, I'm like, well, now we need Oceania. No. But... always get what we want when we want it, right? The last thing I have was actually the thing that tickled me the most this week, that actually made me really happy. And that was on the Wingspan board game group on Facebook. A person named William shared a story. His wife teaches first grade at a public school district. And the teacher, his wife, prompted her first graders to write about something that they want to improve upon. And I'm going to go ahead and throw a picture up over one of my shoulders here. And I thought this was really cool. The picture is a picture of the Wingspan mat, and it says, "This year, I would like to improve playing Wingspan. My favorite bird in Wingspan is the red-tailed hawk. Wingspan is a game." And you can see William's wife wrote on there, "I like Wingspan too." And it was cute that the kid wrote that there. But Jamie in the comments says, "William, could you send me an email? I would like to send you and your wife a few Wingspan related items for her classroom and something for this special kid." And, so curious what that could be. I did find out what that was. Let me try and find the email. Found it. So Jamie ended up sending the teacher for her classroom and the kid 2 copies of Wingspan for the classroom and some speckled eggs, the European expansion, and a neoprene playmat for the kid. Now, I don't know if the kid just got the playmat or if he gets speckled eggs and the European expansion. In any case, I think it's terrific to end up in classrooms, and it's stuff like this that makes championing. Gosh, it's things like this that make supporting Stonemaier games and being an ambassador and being a champion. It makes these things so much easier because this isn't new. This is the kind of stuff that we've seen, so often in the Stonemaier fandom. The generosity of Stonemaier games. I'm always very cautious when I start, sharing my feelings about, the company, because I feel with the sponsored tag, it all feels very insincere. But Jamie, I've said it before, showed me, kindness and support even before I'd bought a single Stonemaier product, when I was still just admiring Scythe. His willingness to be, as generous as he is, and the company is able to be, it makes what I do here very easy. And honestly, that story, it made my day, because if you have kids, or if you have been around young kids, first graders, that they are honest to a fault. You can tell by the fact that this, and by that I mean they're not going to spare your feelings, right? If your shirt doesn't look good on you, they're going to let you know. If you're looking, you say something they don't like, they're going to let you know. So the fact that this kid was at school, and the teacher says, "Hey, what do you want to improve upon?" And he immediately has an answer, and it's immediately, Wingspan, and he knows exactly what his favorite bird is, or her favorite bird is. I just think it's really cool. It really brought a smile to my face. So that was cool. So speaking of, at this point, I'm out of Stonemaier news, so if you need to skedaddle, I understand. But I saw something on Twitter today, and it's actually been a few days now, that kind of bummed me out. Right now, the zeitgeist of social media, you'll see a lot of something called Wordle, and it is a word of the day kind of puzzle game. There's just one puzzle every day. It's 5 letters. You have 6 guesses to figure out what this word is, and when you win or you lose, there's a share button, and it doesn't tell people what words you guessed, because that would be giving away the puzzle. It does boxes, and so people are posting their results, and it's just a series of green and yellow and gray boxes, and I saw someone saying like, oh, please knock it off, no one wants to see this, and there's memes that have popped up about it. But here's the thing: when people are sharing their results and have all green bars at the bottom, they succeeded. They won that day. And I kind of like the idea that, on social media, people are sharing their successes. I think I responded with, we're in a pandemic hellscape right now. Celebrate your wins. Show me that you beat today's Wordle. Whatever it is, let's go ahead and support each other. And I love it. Show me. I like every success I see on Wordle, that pops up in my timeline. Some people are like, I muted it, I never want to see this again. But, man, celebrate your wins. Sometimes they're so few and far between. But at the same time, if it would help you to, admit, oh, hey, I'm struggling or something, do that too. We're human beings. We need to know that, we're understood. And so what I would like to do, something I would like to try in the comment section this week is, if you had a win this week, if you had a win this month, if you have something that's happened so far this year that you want to brag on, by all means. It does not have to be Stonemaier related, doesn't have to be board game related. Toss it in the comments. I mean, obviously it's not private, so if it's something you'd like to keep, close to your chest, then then don't share it on the internet. But if it is something that you're fine with everyone knowing, put it in the comments. I'd like to celebrate with you. Trying to build a community here that we enjoy Stonemaier games. We got that in common. Let's go ahead and expand upon it. And likewise too, if you're having a rough day or something like that, and you just need to say, oh my gosh, it's been kind of a tough one lately, and hopefully next week is better. I am right there with you, and I'd like to show you some support there too. So even if it's something like that, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and let's go ahead and build each other up. I think that's a good thing to do, and I think that's probably a good place to call it a week. If you have any show ideas, something you'd like to see, then feel free to let me know that too in the comments. I'll see what I can do. This is our channel. If you saw a cool fan-made project that caught your eye and you think I should tell everyone about it, do that too. Let's go ahead and make this show. It's not just about what I come up with and see from Stonemaier Games. It's about all of us. So yeah, that is all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.